Welcome back, everyone, to a special edition of Grill Fights. I don't know about you guys, but I'm cold, and my poor grills look pretty cold too. Before we can get anything done today or even get started, we're going to need to clean these off. They've been sitting out. It'd been pretty nice weather. As you can see, it just snowed recently, and so some of the snow had sat on there. I had taken the covers off to get ready for this, and then it snowed the day before Thanksgiving. So we're going to go ahead and clean these things off, and then we'll go ahead and see what we need to do to get started on this special edition of Grill Fights. Get ready for some turkey. Like so many of you, I decided that this year it was going to be a great idea to smoke some turkeys, and since we'd already had set up Grill Fights, I thought what a better idea than to smoke two different turkeys. Now, it could be easy to get lost in this scenario, but I didn't want to smoke two identical turkeys. Although we did smoke turkeys on each grill, they are a little bit different, and we'll go into that a little bit as we talk about what the turkey looks like. So just like everything else barbecue, there's 1,000 ideas on how you can turkey. You can spatchcock turkeys, you can grill turkeys, you can smoke turkeys. Some people just do the turkey breast. Like, there's 1,000 options, 1,000 ways to do things. And so I thought as I would move into this video, rather than doing two exactly the same way, which is usually my MO in these videos, I wanted to do two different ways just to kind of showcase different ways to make the turkeys. I know that that's going to cast a bias on how we vote for which turkey and which grill really wins here. I don't know if this is a very fair grill fight, but it's going to be just the easiest and best way I figured to go at this battle. And so let's take a look at how we kind of did the two turkeys and maybe talk a little bit about each of those, and then we'll show you some of the grilling process, and I'll give you the results of what everybody seemed to think. So the first turkey, I decided we were just going to make a Cajun turkey. We were going to smoke it. It seemed traditional. I wanted to brine it for 24 hours, see if I could really get some moisture into that meat so it wouldn't come out dry. And then the second, we really wanted to focus on something completely different. And so I looked around for a bunch of different ideas, and this was a mayonnaise and herb-crusted turkey. And so you can kind of see me here putting it all together. Essentially what the idea is you're just going to mix up a bunch of mayonnaise and a bunch of herbs, fresh are best if possible, and then you're just going to slather them on that turkey. And so that's what we did with both these turkeys before we got them on the grill to start cooking. So the Cajun turkey, I wanted it smoked. I wanted to start out with a good hour of smoke, just putting it in there. You can see I had it low and slow before turning it up a little bit and it getting a little warmer. I couldn't resist taking a couple of small peeks along the way. You can see that it started to smoke pretty well. Got some good color on it from the smoke. And then with the other one, we went hot from the very beginning. We just put it on there. We wanted to cook it hot and fast and heavy. So it started a little bit later, obviously, to get done at the same time. So I think that the smoked turkey, we smoked it at about 180 for about an hour before things really got cooking on it. And then we turned it up to about 375, let it cook for about another 2.5, 3 hours after that. The other bird, we threw it on there. We bumped that thing up to 425. I wanted to get a really nice crust on it. Ironically, the crust on it didn't come out as well, I don't think. You'll see here later in the photos. But we put it on a little bit later, and we went about 2.5 hours, and then I actually turned it down a little bit to see if maybe if I slow cooked it a little at the end, dropped it down to 275, if I could get some of that crust. Never really did turn out the way I wanted, and you'll see here how they both look. So you can see here the Cajun bird came out just beautifully. That's a nice dark brown, had a nice crust on it. And then cutting into it, I couldn't really get a visual, but like it was like moist and juicy. This was an amazing turkey. It came out really well. I was just so impressed with the cook on this thing. Definitely the way I'll probably do it moving forward. The herb crusted bird here, it looks really nice. It cuts really nice. You can see it got a pretty good crust on it, but that skin never really got as crispy as I liked. And to be honest, as I cut this one, I could tell almost immediately that this turkey was just too dry for me. Not at all moist on the inside anymore. Just kind of dried out. You can see it kind of flaking away as I cut it. It was not the favorite way I've ever had a turkey. Makes for good sandwiches later, though, if you add a little mayonnaise to white bread. But thankfully, we had enough food to feed a small army. Everybody's favorites were there. We had such great food and such great friends and family over. That's all you can really hope for on Thanksgiving. So in the end, you can't complain about spending time with family. I can't complain about having two grills. I can't complain about anything that really happened. I hope that your Thanksgiving was as wonderful as my family's. Just time to spend together, spending time with one another, loving one another, and just remembering all the things that we have that we should be so thankful for. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Grill Fights. I do have some other stuff. I have some editing to do on some. I tried the Will It Grill, and it would make a pretty interesting episode. I am the world's worst video editor, and so that takes me a long time. But hopefully I'll get that out to you guys soon, and we can continue both Will It Grill and Grill Fights. And I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Thanks. Bye.